Okay, next in terms of descending market capitalization, believe it or not, is the upstart in the industry, and that is Sibanye Gold, which of course has its traditional old assets, which are Driefontein, Kloof and Beatrix, mines out there in the sort of near Wits West region. It's also, as we know, expanding into the platinum sector. It has 2 deals pending, one to buy Aquarius and another to buy the Rustenburg or Union section mines from Anglo Platinum, for about 10 billion rand. So the combined thing, all of that, some shares in issue. This is Neil Froneman's project, 49 billion rand. Price to earnings ratio, it actually has one. That tells you it's been making profits, 72.3, dividend yield 1.87. So lots of news, lots of ongoing activity, doing fine, share price looking fantastic, but profits looking a little bit less optimistic compared to year on prior. But I don't know, I mean, is this a project? Is this what you want to do? Do you want to be in the precious metals, gold and platinum, and back these guys?
I think you do, but you've just got to be concerned around the valuation. So, I mean, obviously Neil Froneman has come out and said he's got 2-3 years to do deals here. That's where the window of cheap assets are, as you said, for Anglo Gold. They are really going out and trying to buy the distressed assets.
Mostly platinum, or they're also doing more gold infill deals?
Yeah, so I think they will look at more gold deals as well. Okay. But yeah, obviously the recent ones are the Aquarius deal and the Rustenburg mines. And I think if you look at it, at Sibanye, I mean, the real story behind Sibanye is just it's a very efficient management team. They speak to labour in the right way. They're the guys that took obviously Goldfields, all their South African assets other than South Deep, the bad assets, and then turned them around massively.
But what they do is that they manage them on a shorter time frame, so they just don't do that much development. They just look at profitability and cash flow, whereas the old traditional Anglo or Goldfields way of mining was to do lots of development and stope creation for the long run. Yeah. But the problem is the guys were saying, well, when is this long run?
You say that, but I mean, if you look at what happened to the Rustenburg asset, for example. I mean, if you look at the life of mine that they're taking over there, I mean, they've vastly exted it. I mean, the reserves. If you look at the the feasibility studies,
they're just going to do it better.
Yeah, it's much higher. And the reason that they're doing that is, I mean, there's a Morensky reef that's currently being mined at Rustenburg. They're actually going to develop new shafts and go into the UG2 reef underneath it.
Seem like they're a little bit less hidebound, more creative in the way they go about it.
A little bit more creative. And I think for me, what is attractive about Sibanye and what I think the market has gotten so excited about is the way that they're dealing with labour. I mean, they've got 3 long-term wage contracts. They treat their workforces very well. They've reduced garnishee orders massively across in their operations to avoid things like Marikana. And because of that, they're the ones that are really, I think, unlocking value in the South African mining context. Again, everyone looks at South African gold mining as it's a sunset industry. These mines are 2 kilometers deep. You're not going to get anything out of them. And I think Neil Froneman's looking at it and saying this doesn't have to be a sunset industry. We can make it work here. And I think that for me is very optimistic. And add to that, I mean, they're buying coal assets not to export or sell to Eskom, but to do their own electricity.
Power generation.
They're taking the problems and they're solving them. And that for me, I think, is a fantastic.
Okay, but the problem is that everyone is as excited as you are already, and they bought the shares last week and last month, and it's just like in a relatively thin market, it's been scampering higher. What does one do now?
I think, that's exactly what I was saying at the top. I mean, the valuation on Sibanye is where the concern is. It's very expensive. It's a very exciting company, but that's why I think it is hot, but it's too hot at the moment. And I think it's overpriced. It's overpriced. It's too expensive. So I would.
So it's so hot, it's too hot. I've never heard that before. What are we going to do with that?
So I don't know how we grade that on the hot start scale, but I would say it is a hot company, but it's too expensive. Buy it on a pullback.
So you're going to go not hot now.
I'm going to have to go not hot. It's like a circle. It goes all the way around to not hot again.
My head's spinning.